Hello, so today I'm going to show you a power exercise. This is for those of you who want to develop more capability in your lower body. You want to jump higher, run faster, kick harder, that kind of stuff. Now, this exercise sounds very technical. I'll tell you what it's called in a second, but it's not that technical. It's quite easy and it's really good fun. So this is called a Hatfield box squat with accommodated resistance. And I'm also using a VBT. Now, what on earth am I talking about? Well, first of all, Hatfield is a type of, he was a guy who was very good at squats, but it's a type of squat. The Hatfield squat is when you have your hands holding onto the squat rack or to handles, and it basically means you don't have to worry about being unstable. So it feels more like being on a machine. So that's one thing. And when you're going really fast, it's nice feeling stable. If you want to feel unstable, there's plenty of exercises you can do slowly where you're off balance. But when you're developing speed, I think it's best to be feeling a bit more stable. Secondly, a box squat. Now, there's different types of box squats: low box, high box. There are two main ways people do box squats. One is just to tap their butt on the box and then shoot up. Another way, which is more the West Side barbell style, which I'm employing today, which is where you sit on the box and you relax completely, the muscles disengage, and then you quickly focus on the concentric. I find the West Side style, the Louis Simmons style, a bit better for athletes, and for normal people like myself. Accommodated resistance. This is a fancy way of saying bands or chains. What this does, it alters the strength curve, so essentially it gets heavier and harder as you go up. Normally with a squat, any type of squat, it gets easier as you go higher. When you have either chains or bands pulling you down, every inch you go up, it gets harder, it gets heavier and heavier. This is particularly good for developing speed and acceleration, and for those of you who want to improve your lockout at the top phase of a squat. All right, so I've also attached a VBT. A VBT is a velocity-based trainer. This is what this app is for here. It's a little thing on the end of my barbell. You may see kind of flashing blue in the corner. It will tell us in real time how fast the barbell is moving in terms of meters per second. Now, this first set is going to be a warm-up set. I imagine it'll be like, normally when you're doing absolute strength, like standard like bodybuilding or strength work, you're normally looking at like, I don't know, 0.3 to 0.45 meters per second. As you go more into power training, it develops like, I don't know, 0.7, 0.8 up to 1 meters per second. Then you're getting into like speed strength and acceleration work and pure speed. That's when it's like 1.3, 1.4 meters per second. There's different views exactly, but essentially the quicker you go on the training, the more it will translate precisely to whatever sport you play. So I'm trying to go in that sort of power zone. So roughly like 1 meter per second. That's a good kind of like, it's a good middle road where you're developing muscle, but you're also developing speed at the same time. Okay, so first set, I'm actually not going to use the bands. I'm just going to warm up. So this is 60, 70 kilos or so, not that heavy. Just, yeah, just warming up.
28, 38, 23, 47, 6, 4, 45, 56, 56.
Yeah, it's interesting. My consistency was all over the place, but it's my first set. So it takes a while to get used to speed. If I'd done this more often, you can tell good athletes because they basically hit the same numbers from the second rep onwards. I'm not obviously a good athlete, so that's fine. So next, combination resistance. Now with this weight and this band, I'm going to be using a 30-kilo dumbbell, which is just about heavy enough. I don't really have much choice because it's the heaviest dumbbell I have. Just about heavy enough to work for this. Ideally, a pair of 40 or 50 dumbbells I would use if I'm in a proper S&C facility. And I'm using a black band, which is like 15 to 30 kilos on each side resistance, and I'm doubling it up. Ah. Okay, so now I'm going to do 2 sets of 5. So quite low reps because I want to focus on, I want to make sure I'm fresh. And the first set I'm going to go pretty much like 90% of my max intensity just to get used to it. And then the second set I'll go 100%.
Tempted.
Oh.
22.
Again.
Tempted. 28. 58. 69. 71. 65.
Hey, okay, so 30 seconds rest. And then I'm going to do another 5 reps or so. And I'm going for 100%. Like I said, this is because I'm only going halfway down compared to a normal squat. My hamstrings are barely doing anything. My lower back's pretty much doing nothing. It's all quads and glutes, which is what you use when you're jumping, when you're kicking, maybe when you're sprinting. When you sprint, you drive your leg up and push down. So, I mean, obviously using your hamstrings a lot when you're sprinting, but um, having strong quads definitely helps. Cycling as well. If you really want to do like cycle quicker, then your quads are working loads. Rowing as well, all kinds of stuff. Everyone focuses on like getting stronger, but I do think there's a bit too much emphasis on being strong for the sake of being strong. Strength, in terms of being an athlete and reaching your potential as a human being, strength is a good foundation, but there's so much more than that. Skill, endurance, power, coordination, mobility, all these things are important. Um, so yeah, if you're, I mean, if you can squat like, I don't know, 1.5 times your body weight, do you really need to do more than that? If you can deadlift like I think, if you can have one, if you're 1.5 to 2 times your body weight, do you really need to push it more than that? I mean, you can if you want to, but I think you're missing out unless you actually focus on other things as well. Once you've got that strength base, doesn't matter how old you are, it's nice to explore other things. And developing speed and acceleration and power is a very satisfying way of training. It's a really fun way of training. You can't do this kind of stuff if you don't have a strength base. Um, but yeah, a lot of people I see in gyms just get stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger, and I think it gets a bit boring after a while. But I would say that because I guess I'm not that strong. All right, 5 reps.
88. 81. 73. 74. 79. 76.
Okay, more consistent. Now I'm going to take off the bands. This silver mat is so the laser here can be accurate so it bounces off the floor properly. Okay. So this should be a little bit quicker.
Movement detected. 73. 79. 59. 76. 97. 89. 41.
Oh, come on.
97. 89.
Hey, that's a bit better. Now, this is where these devices are really handy because I'd be tempted to stop and call it a day there, but 97 is awfully close to 1 meter per second, isn't it? So I'm going to have another go, another handful of reps. I really want to get to 1 meter per second. Have you got any questions regarding power training, types of squats? I mean, there's literally so many. Oh God, I mean, front squat, high bar back squat, low bar back squat, zercher squat, overhead squat, plat squat. So, oh God, there's so many different types of squats, and they all do slightly different things. And then you can use chains or bands. You can have bands from the ceiling, bands from the floor. You can do unilateral work, like one leg at a time. You can use things like bamboo bars, SSB bars, uh, buffalo bars. They're all like a normal squat bar. There's so many different, all these little things do make a difference. When you're a beginner, just train. But as you get more advanced, your body will stagnate unless you make little changes. So trying different pieces of equipment, different rep ranges, different strengths, different, different focuses, different rest times, all these things will stop your body plateauing, and also it stops training becoming dull. All right, how much talking? All right, so final set, I'm going to try and get to 1 meter per second. That's the goal.
Attempted. 91.
Oh,
57.
come on.
1.1. 1.02. 1.04. 96. 98. 7. 72.
Okay. Downward trajectory at the end. All right, we'll take that as a win. Hopefully you found that. If you're watching this, hope you found it vaguely interesting. Always happy to answer questions. Yeah, see you around. Thanks for watching. Bye.